gamers slash misplayers, what's good? It's been a couple months that we haven't made a podcast. We're gonna try to bring it back this winter, kind of feeling creative boy season. So as per usual, you have me and Nafim.
What's up, guys? Long time no talk.
Yeah, it's been a minute. And we also are bringing in someone else, a good friend, Rafi. So if you want to introduce yourself real quick, and I don't know, like, what's your favorite game?
What's up? I'm Rafi, friend of James and Nafim. Favorite game? Easy. Bloodborne.
Oh, okay, that's good. I thought you were gonna say Final Fantasy 14, and it'd be like just start with a roast, but Bloodborne, I can't say anything. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So first, well, not first podcast, but first podcast in a while. You know, we have the Game Awards in a couple days, so I figured it'd be a good way to get back into it is just to do like kind of a predictions video. So that entails, predicting like who is gonna win what, but also predicting maybe some announcements. So we're gonna start with like the more boring stuff, which is really like the awards. Like it sucks, but for this award show, I think most people care more about what gets announced.
Yeah, because everyone knows like it's going to Expedition 33 or Silksong.
I
Everything
don't
else is
even
a
believe
wash.
that. I don't think Silksong's getting anything.
You don't think it's getting anything?
Yeah, no. Anyway, so here's I'm sharing my screen also with you guys so you can see what I'm kind of doing here, but I'm on the Game Awards website. If we just go to categories, I guess we can start kind of talking about what we think is going to win what. Um I obviously voted for Silksong, but what do you guys think? I think it's obviously just going to be Claire, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
I
like
agree.
it's gonna be Claire, although I think Silksong also deserves it.
How
However,
about
I
you,
do
Rafi?
think agree that
I usually vote with my heart, not my brain, but my brain will tell me that E33 is sweeping, probably.
Is your heart not with E33?
My heart with for this one is with E33, but not for the whole sweep. Honestly, I would want Silksong to win just based on hype and it living up to the hype. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
E33 came in as like a dark horse, too
No,
strong.
but like I definitely like I'm not mad if E33 wins. I loved Claire Expedition. But it's just I mean it's been I don't know if there's been a game where I was hyped for that many years, for like and that hyped for it like Silksong and that it actually just delivered fully.
lived up. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Elden Ring initially felt like that, where like, but the thing is, by the end of Elden Ring, I really was kind of sick of it. Whereas with Silksong, I just kind of didn't want it to end. So, yeah, so for me, it's an obvious Silksong, but I really loved Clair Obscur, and I think it's great that it exists. Hopefully, it inspires like I don't know Square Enix to start making good RPGs again. Other than FF7
Yeah.
remake.
And
No, for
14.
sure. I
And
Best
mean,
14,
MMO.
that doesn't count as MMO, bro. That's not
Yeah,
even the
true.
same
There's
discussion, bro.
there's a lot of role playing.
this guy and his FF14. But no, like Silksong definitely it's to me it's an 11 out of 10. You and I have discussed this, James, Rafi as well. I know Silksong is definitely the more divisive game, given how many people complain about the difficulty and all that stuff.
They got filtered.
So yeah, they got filtered, and unfortunately, this isn't just for like the connoisseurs. This award,
Yeah,
anyone can
no.
vote.
No, no. Well, I
But
mean,
Claire
it's not.
Obscur,
I
like
don't
you
think
guys
it's
said,
vote based, right? Like, I think the only thing that's vote based is like a player's choice or something like that. Here the votes
oh,
just
what the
kind of
hell's our
help.
vote for?
It kind of helps move the tide a bit. I think it's to help them be confident in their choice in a way, where like they,
Ah.
like if it's like they were like, oh man, that Sony bag was kind of crazy. I want to give it to God of War, but then like 99% of votes are for Elden Ring. They're like, Sony, sorry. I guess you got to keep the bag because you know what I mean. Not that
Yeah,
anyone
that's what's
pays
gonna
for
happen
for
with
awards or anything. That definitely wouldn't ever happen. But
that would
If it
never happen.
if it's not based purely on votes, wouldn't Death Stranding 2 sweep?
I mean, I guess just because they're best friends,
It's
dude, that would actually
Yeah.
exactly.
be really funny.
That'd
That'd
be
be
so
so
obvious
funny.
too, right? Be like kind of pulling the curtains on the whole thing.
Yeah, but I don't think it's Jeff. I think they have like a jury system, from what I understand.
Right.
I thought the jury system was for the nominations, and then votes decide who wins.
No, no, no. It's not vote based. The thing is, if it was vote based entirely, like you'd have issues where, like, what's a good example? There was that one year where like Sonic Frontiers, and like Genshin Impact were just like at war online for players' choice.
Oh
And
yeah.
you'd get that for like every fan base. It'd really be like which fan base is the most autistic at that point instead of like,
Fair.
you know what I mean? So I think it's pretty
Yeah.
valid. Like how many Sony ponies would just have like been like, oh, all the Sony players, we got to rally together and vote for God of War. And then like Elden Ring would have lost. Like that would have been crazy.
I've
That's
never
true.
heard Sony Pony till now.
You've never heard that?
Never.
Dude, that's old. That's not even new.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never
it
heard it.
makes sense though because of like it's like when I was signing in to vote, I realized how easy it would have been to bot all these years, but
That's
it makes
true.
sense that there's a
Good
panel.
point.
Oh yeah, that too. There was
Yeah.
like a bot war for the Sonic versus Genshin Impact or whatever it was
Yeah.
that time too. I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah. Like it wasn't even just like it was really like who had the best hackers, who had like the best
Yeah.
tech
Yeah,
savvy
this
Real
dudes.
quickly
is
though, before we move on, what do you guys think out of these nominations is the least likely to get it?
Oh,
Kingdom
dude.
Come Deliverance, I think
I
had the
think it's
lowest
Kingdom
reach.
Come as well.
Had lower
Oh,
reach than Death Stranding too, to me, to be honest.
yeah. I mean, oh man, that's just too hard to. The thing is, like, I think they're all at 0%, and Claire is like at 100%. To be honest, I just
No,
think
no, I
any.
think Bonanza and Silksong
No way.
have some sway.
Bonanza has nothing here. I don't think so.
No, I don't think they're at, no, I don't, I obviously don't think there's a chance it beats Expedition, but I think it has more than 0%, like you're saying.
Well, I don't know. Like to me, it really just feels like 0%. It just feels like if he put anything else, there'd be like just crazy outrage. Like it just wouldn't even make sense. The game of the year is just Clair Obscur. Like everyone knows that it's the game of the year. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
to,
it's
I can't even
fair.
argue with it. Like, it definitely deserves it if it gets it.
it's
I would
also like
prefer
I
Silksong, but
don't think
yeah.
any of these games are like in that I don't know in like that bracket to be able to kind of like I feel like even when it was God of War versus Elden Ring, even though obviously Elden Ring was way better than God of War, at least like it was like a giant franchise that a ton of people love, so I could see like maybe that it would end up being God of War and everyone would be upset, but it wouldn't be as unanimous as Clair Obscur, in my opinion at least.
I think E33, like just conceptually and how far reach it had, I think it'll please everybody if it wins, which is why it's like unanimous. Like every other one of these would upset some.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody would be mad if E33 won. I
Yeah.
think every single other game, people are super upset.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
Silksong, I think like a shit ton because people were upset about Silksong just existing. So I don't think they'd be
Yeah.
very happy about
Yeah.
it beating Expedition 33. Anyway, I don't think we should meander on Game of the Year too much. We are like we all kind of agree it's going to be Claire. For least likely, I guess like I I don't even know if it's Kingdom Come. I feel like these awards often have like kind of a penchant for these like I don't know more expansive Western games. So I'd say like Hades 2 has the lowest chance here,
Oh yeah.
um, of
Mm.
getting it. I guess if I really wanted to give a guess, but I genuinely think like it's if it's not 0%, it's like 0.01
Right.
percent. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
anyway, if we like, I don't want to do every category because there's a lot of these
No, no, no.
categories that are kind of whatever. But
There's a
here we
bunch
do
of big
have
categories.
Game of the Year participation trophy, which is game direction. I think Claire Obscur is also going to get the participation trophy,
Yeah.
unless they really, really want to, like give Kojima some love. Then they're like,
I
oh,
was gonna say that's the
whatever,
Exactly.
one
we'll
I
give
want
him
for
game
sure.
director. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I genuinely,
Yeah.
I think even here, like Kojima just got bodied.
Yeah.
So it just is what I like Death Stranding
You guys
too, but
both played
I
Death
stopped
Stranding
playing
on the
though.
beach, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
but it
you didn't
didn't.
Yeah.
finish it, huh?
Dude, it's crazy. The first game hooked me like insanely. Like I played through the whole first game within one weekend. That's like a
Yeah.
dude, that's like a 30-hour game or something. So yeah, like I no lifed that game, the first one. Second one is just I don't know. I think the game design it's a bit too easy. So it loses a lot of its tension that the first one had. And yeah, so
There's
still intend to go play it because I love Kojima's work and I want to see what happens in the story and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of unremarkable.
I agree. I think what's remarkable about it is backed behind a lot of funding. Like cinematics are great, VA is great. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, for
And it
sure.
has all of the things that made me love one, and it had a lot of quality of life features. but they missed the mark on some of the things. Like, I never felt personally that isolated feeling that I got in the first one because
Yeah.
a,
Well, I mean, they
a
give
lot
you a
of the
truck like an
mechanics.
hour in.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the quality of life like kind of leaked into the gameplay, which is not ideal. Like
It's just
because
too
it's kind of
much.
what made the game a stranding, right? It's in the
Yeah,
name of the
exactly.
game. I didn't feel stranded. So,
No, that's it. No, exactly. No, the second one, that's definitely my issue as well. Is just like it just feels like way too early into the game. I already have access to too much. It's too easy, and so I don't really get that isolated feeling. Which also is, I feel like later in the game, I'm also not going to get that triumphant feeling when things start coming together that I'm making a
exactly.
difference, which I got in the first one. So if we're talking about game direction, and direction doesn't just mean cutscene direction, then I
I mean,
think like
exactly.
Claire Obscure
Yeah,
definitely should win that.
I agree.
Yeah. But do you think like you guys thought about Kojima maybe getting a little pass and getting a free award? Do you think Jeff gives it to Sam Ferris as well with Split Fiction? Because he loves that guy,
Dude,
I think, just as much as Kojima.
I don't think it's
dude.
deserving. I played the whole thing. I I think it
It
was
looks
kind of I wouldn't say it's overrated. I think all of these games from this one to It Takes Two to I think Days Gone was the first one. I think a lot of it depends on kind of having the relationship between the two people, obviously. But in terms of the gameplay itself, it doesn't offer much other than like a very simple, linear, straightforward like story. And that's kind of hard to direct, right? It's like there's not much left to interpretation. I think things that need best game direction kind of challenge a lot of things that are pre-existing, but this is very fundamentally like a very simple platforming game at the end of the
Yeah.
day, like simpler than the likes of something like Mario Odyssey or something.
Also, to
So
me, this game looks hella boring compared to the
yeah,
first
it's
one
very
that he
boring.
made. Like, it looks so fucking lame to me. Every single visual I see, I'm always like, dude, how did It Takes Two become this shit? Like, it to me,
Hmm.
this
yeah,
just
dude.
looks like a trailer for some mobile game. Every time I see any of the environments in this game, it always looks like a trailer for a different mobile game. I really,
The
Yeah,
visuals
I
are
agree.
some of the worst from that studio.
Yeah, the
And
VA
I
is
haven't
not too
played it.
great either.
It
It's
just looks
yeah,
like generic
yeah.
slop, and I don't know, someone might disagree, but at least from what I've seen from gameplay, I haven't played any of his games, but everyone I've seen has had like a distinct look. And I get this one's like jumping around different genres and everything, but I think it's to its
It's
detriment.
actually jumping. So this is what I thought is that they kind of explored two worlds, but as you or more than two worlds, but as you can see on the cover, they have a very like it's jumping between the stories that they've written, but they
Mhm.
only each of them only write one type of story. So
oh,
Zoe, I think, writes in medieval times. Every time you flip back and forth, you're basically going between two environs, which is just the space one
Fantasy and the
and the
sci-fi.
medieval fantasy.
I
Yeah,
see.
so
Okay,
it's very one dimensional
that's
in
even
that
worse than
regard
I
too.
thought. Then, okay.
Yeah, it's
Um,
kind of that's what I mean. It's very cookie cutter. So
Yeah, and I don't even understand why Hades 2 is here. Like, it's not even. I think it's like I'm sure it's a very good game, but like game direction, I don't even like. Why isn't
yeah,
Silksong here if Hades 2 is here? Like, if we're just talking about like, is it just for the cutscenes and the writing, like, or was it about the game design? Like, you guys are more familiar with Hades than me, so maybe like it makes sense, and I just don't get it.
I mean even from
I
a
mean, there's
roguelike game design perspective. Sorry, go ahead, Naf.
no, I was just saying like there's definitely like direction and like a cohesive like vision behind Hades 1, Hades 2, both of them, but yeah, I'm not sure how like it trumps out the direction of something like Silksong, which is just such a tight,
Yeah,
well put together, like everything is
I
serving this one vision really
I still
well.
think,
And I
yeah.
and
Sorry, I still think Silksong is like the only Metroidvania I've played that I would like put up against Super Metroid for like the best one. Um, that had not happened before. I guess it was like Symphony of the Night that was up there, but for me it was really really hard to get something that I felt was better than Super Metroid. Now I'm kind of like, okay, it might just be Silksong.
but to be fair for Hades 2, I think Hades 2 and listen, I'm biased because I played one over the other, but I think Hades 2 deserves this nominee more than Split Fiction. Um, yeah.
Well, we're just gonna ignore Ghost of Yote. Really, Split Fiction can stay.
Yeah,
Hades 2 can stay. Can we just get like slightly better Assassin's Creed out of here and
But I can
replace it with
see the
no,
Silksong?
Yoti's
direction.
there.
Well,
I can see the
what's
direction argument for Yote.
what's the direction here? Is it just because it has like a pretty open world and like I haven't seen people really be like, oh my god,
Because
this story's so interesting. When I watch like I didn't play this shit obviously, but when I watched like the skill up review, he was saying one of the least like it was so uninteresting to him having played the first one because it just felt like more of the first one
Or
basically with a worse
that's a
story.
large complaint. Yeah, it felt like DLC for the
But
first one.
have you considered that like they have like yellow leaves?
No, that's
Oh, that's
true.
And
No,
like
no,
it's
and that is
matching.
that is a good argument. Also, I hadn't considered that it's a Sony game. Oh wait, is it not? No, wait, is Sucker
Yeah, it
Punch?
is.
It is a Sony game. Okay,
Sucker
yeah, it's
Punch,
a Sony
well,
game,
it's
right?
Sony Interactive
yeah.
produced it
Sony
or
has one
Yeah.
whatever.
game. PS5 has one game now.
Yeah, I guess this is the one game on PS5. So
It's actually like the
maybe,
third game
Oh, there's 2 games on
after like
PS5.
5 years of
That's
the
fair.
game of the
yeah,
console.
yeah. Well, I think there's just one game, but it just like it's interchangeable. Um, anyway,
Like,
so Claire Obscure, we can move on. Other categories that might be worth talking about. I
wait,
guess,
before I
yeah.
had this gripe, and I really wanted to bring it up to you guys. What do you think of these categories? I think they're so limiting, and I think they're just not like well split up. I think there's like
Uh,
better categories that could be put in and categories that could be removed.
yeah. I
For
don't know. There's some
example,
categories I find weird. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Examples.
yeah, I was just gonna say, like, for example, there's no shooter. Like that's put in action adventure. And I think that's such like a
Okay.
separate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
agree.
so I was just gonna say, it feels like okay. First of all, there's best action game and there's best action adventure game, um, and then
Yeah.
like it just feels like I don't know. They're just like kind of like why don't they just put more nominees in these? You know what I mean? Instead,
I was
like
gonna say a lot of them are like just changed one list with Indiana Jones when they could have just put it as a nomination for for another category.
yeah, and it's kind of like when you do like best action game, like a lot of the other years, this year not as much, but a lot of other years, the best action game kind of felt like Game of the Year Part 2. It was kind of like, if you don't get Game of the Year, we might give you this instead, you know?
Mhm.
By the way, I voted for Shinobi because
I did too. So I
it's
was
fucking
appreciating
sick.
you voting that.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
game
it's
was
really
so
really
sick
cool. I
and
haven't finished it yet,
highly
but man,
recommend.
really good gameplay. But yeah, this time not as much that, but it is really weird. I agree for the like the action game thing. They definitely could just get more precise with genres. I feel like we're at a point where there should be a best roguelite or roguelike
Mhm.
of the
100%.
year. Uh there should be
I
definitely
think
a
there should be
best
a
first
best.
person shooter. Like that should
Yeah,
definitely be just a category on its own.
there
It's
needs
more
to
of a
be
genre
a
than action, that's for sure.
there needs
I
to
think
be
they
a
need
best
more.
remaster slash remake type
Yeah,
category
it
as
needs a
well.
separate thing because of how much they're making as well, or how
You know
many
another one actually that I thought
remakes. Yeah.
about? Um,
What?
yeah, remakes for sure. I think we need slash remaster. There's no best DLC.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
So
it should
DLC
not
weird.
be
is like
competing with full games because they almost do they ever win
Well, I
if
mean,
they're
they
competing
they
with
put
full
Shadow of
games?
the Earth Tree for funsies last year, right? And it's like for Game of
Yeah.
the Year, and I thought that was cute. I'm glad it didn't win. I would have been like, bro, that's
Yeah, that's what
crazy.
I mean.
But
I don't think they ever
but
win.
there should definitely be like a DLC of the year category. Are we really having this whole award thing? And Lies of P is not a nominee in
Yeah, I was gonna say.
anything, even though Lies
Yeah.
of P DLC came out this year and was better than most games that came out this year. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know,
definitely
dude.
better than any other Souls like that came out this year.
Yeah. After
Definitely,
just
dude.
finishing it easily. Yeah.
Dude, it's just great. Like, I know you guys had some gripes with it and stuff, you know, but I mean, I love that DLC so much, and I think it's crazy that Lies of P doesn't even show up at Game of the Year for
Yeah.
2025. That's just kind of crazy
Yeah.
to me
Did
because it
it
was like
show up the year it came out on
I
any on
think
any of the
it did for
categories?
like
Dude, it
debut.
lost best soundtrack to like let me check. I think it should have won best. I think it got snubbed for best soundtrack, or it wasn't even nominated for best
I don't think
soundtrack.
it
I
was
think
nominated for
it was there
soundtrack.
for best direction or best art direction. I think.
Yeah, that year a lot of things I liked got snubbed. That was the same year as Bomb Rush Cyberpunk that also didn't get nominated for soundtrack.
BG3, BG3 and Alan Wake swept that year. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
best music went to Final Fantasy.
okay, that's fine.
Hmm. Yeah,
I mean,
16.
I would
Yeah,
have. Oh, 16. Okay, well,
yeah.
it's still
I
good,
like
but
the music, but
yeah,
yeah,
it
I
is.
still
It is good music. It's FF music. Like it's
yeah, it
great.
was soaking as well.
Um,
So
for the next category, I did want to touch on
Music.
no, oh well, music for sure, but let me just get into the best audio design real quick because I need to complain about another thing,
Oh yeah, well
and
this
that's how. And I'm gonna sound like a broken record at this point of crying about
you're gonna say
Silksong, but
Silksong.
like,
Yeah, I knew it.
yeah,
Yeah, bro.
no, I
Bro,
agree with Silk
I'm
Song.
right there with you. The
I
only
think
one that is
should have been
kind of debatable
nominated.
for me is Death Stranding, just because it actually does have great sound design. But dude, Silksong, come on,
Yeah,
like
I
everything.
honestly like Clair Obscur had good like music and stuff, but the sound was all right. It didn't stand out to me, to be
Yeah,
I
fair.
like
think
Like
the
I don't.
Perry sound was pretty.
Yeah. No.
I
It
don't
had
know.
okay. Let's just be clear here. It had great sound design, just not the best. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Overall, I
Yeah.
agree.
Like it's not insanely like, oh my god, this
Yeah.
is unbelievable. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
that it's not great. Like I think the sound design was still great for what it was, but it wasn't like something the part of the game that was blowing me away was definitely not the sound design. Even though a
Yeah.
lot of
And
it was really good.
meanwhile, Silksong was like one of the first games like I've played in a long time that like I consciously thought about the sound design while I was playing, and like I was
Yeah.
impressed each time like I heard like a
Yeah.
like some creatures speak or sing, and yeah, it's really sad to
Yeah.
not see it on here.
At least
Yeah.
nominated. Like I would be okay with Death Stranding winning this over Silk Song. But I still feel like it should definitely be nominated. To be
Yeah.
fair, I don't know how good the sound design is in Battlefield. I'm sure it's great. And
Yeah,
Silent Hill
it's
F,
probably
actually, I
fine.
have seen I don't really get the Silent Hill F one. I thought from what I heard, I did not like the sound design in Silent Hill F. Like indie horror games do this style of sound design just as good and sometimes better. I don't really think they were doing anything too outside of the box there. It's not like bad, but it wasn't like, oh my god, this deserves an award level. It
Right.
just felt like they kind of wanted to include it, which is whatever. And Ghost of Yotei, I don't know. I haven't played it and I didn't listen to it. I don't really care. And for
Yeah, sorry,
music,
real quick
yeah, go for it.
again, real quick before we jump. Another category is how is there no horror category?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's probably just because it.
Anyways,
I don't even know. Like there's just so many missing categories for horror. Like I don't know. That'd be a good way also to get some nice indie representation. But I'm not sure if
Yeah.
it's just that they don't want to show a bunch of horror game footage on screen. But it feels like that shows rated R footage all the time, like for other game trailers. So I really have no idea. Just real quick here, score and music. Not really that worth talking about in my opinion. Like I think it's definitely again just
yeah,
Claire Obscure sweep, right? Like
Yeah.
just yeah, I love Silksong music, but it's not as good as Hollow Knight 1 in terms of music probably, even though it is still really good. And I mean, this is like one of the best OSTs I've heard in well, not that long cuz there's a lot of good game OSTs out there, but it's definitely like the best OST I've heard since like FF7 Rebirth at the very least.
and it's and to Lorien Testard's credit, like it's so inspired and like
Yeah.
passionate. The
Come
soundtrack,
up from
it's
Yeah.
SoundCloud. So just the
yeah,
the lore behind everything and how it came together for sure.
Yeah, no, it's just a sick story. So yeah, I think that's really not a discussion there. If there another? Let me check. I just want to see on my list if there was another category I wanted us to talk about. Honestly, I feel like we shouldn't like get into too many of them.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
m-
one thing I wanted to highlight for music for you specifically, James, is
yeah,
uh, if you notice, there wasn't as much music from that band that did Death Stranding 1 and Death Stranding 2. I
isn't
found
the
out that
guy
the
like
lead,
passed
yeah,
away
he
or something?
passed away.
Oh, from
Yeah,
Loroy.
so
Yeah. I'm aware.
yeah, from Lore
Yeah,
well,
Sword.
the Loror
Yeah,
singer passed away.
yeah,
yeah. So they didn't do as much or all of the music for Death Stranding 2, and I feel like the music didn't hit as hard. Wasn't
yeah.
like
It
it
wasn't
wasn't in
quite as
pace with the
good.
rest of the game
There were
either. Yeah,
there was still some really good musical moments in Death Stranding 2
there
from what
was.
I've played though. That
Yeah,
initial walk is like incredible. Like the first one
yeah, yeah.
is
I
pretty
agree.
amazing. I was kind of blown away that I was playing a game. It's well, like one of the first moments on PS5 that I was like, "Oh my god, this is my system is running this." So yeah, I'm just gonna talk about snubs really quick here. Not a ton. So if you guys have any ideas for snubs, you can shoot them. But like I already mentioned, the Lies of P DLC. I feel like there should be a category for it. Berserker Kazan probably deserved to be somewhere in here. I don't know, action adventure, whatever. But even if it doesn't get an award, I feel like Berserker Kazan was a good enough game and unique enough as a Souls-like to at least get a nomination. And I'm kind of surprised. Oh yeah, one category I don't really like is RPG here. I'm really surprised that Yakuza Like a Dragon 2 didn't at least get a nomination. Like, we know that RPG of the Year is going to be Claire Obscure, but it feels like because of that, they just allowed themselves to nominate the most bullshit picks. Avowed is here, Outer Worlds is here. Like,
Fucking
what the
avowed,
fuck?
man.
Like, get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here, dude. This is not a thing. They put almost no, there's zero JRPGs in the RPG section for nominees, which I find kind of crazy. Like, you really can't. Okay, we can have Final Fantasy Tactics remastered in the tactics game category, but we can't have like Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake like in RPG. Like, those are full reimaginings pretty much of the games. Like, they're like from the ground up. They're basically new games, just like reinterpreting the story of Dragon Quest 1 and 2. And a lot of people love them, so Don't really know why that
I
didn't get nominated over at least fucking Outer Worlds 2. Like, I don't know.
I
Kind
think
of
they
pissed me
got
off.
backlash in the past for the remasters because we had some pretty solid. We had what Elder Scrolls 4 remaster. We had the Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. I think they might have just gotten a lot of shit for
Yeah,
doing
but
remasters
then
in the
we have
past, and they're
like
straying away from it. I don't know.
Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection and Best Fighting Game, Capcom
Yeah,
Fighting
yeah,
Collection
that
2,
was
Best Fighting Game, Virtua Fighter 5
yeah,
Revo, which is a 20-year-old game getting re-released 7 times. So I don't know.
yeah.
I
It
don't
doesn't
think they
make
really
sense.
have a reason. If they can do this, might as well put in the actual ground up remakes. To me, especially when it comes to remakes that are like more so like a reimagining, I feel like they're just new games. Usually they're just new games kind of taking the similar story structure and just like redistributing it, like making it new. That's different
Yeah.
than like a remaster. I think the Tactics game probably airs more towards a remaster. So, but I don't really have an issue with it being nominated because I'm sure they don't have like a million picks for simulation games. But
Yeah.
if this can be here, which I have no issue with. Also, Suikoden 1 and 2 remaster came out this year, and even though it's not the best remaster ever, it's still great, and I had a great time with it. So I would have loved to see that get nominated if we're going to be doing remasters in these categories. But anyway, all that to say, I think we've done enough of the category stuff. Like, it seems like the moral of the story is we need more or better or less categories for
Mhm.
Game Awards. But
They should
I will
expand on the
say,
multiplayer categories too.
yeah, good point. Like, there's so many types of multiplayer games, and
Yeah.
each fitting
Should
into
make
different genres.
they need a friend slop category so Lethal Company can
It's
win.
true. A friend swap category, I think, is necessary. I think that's a very
we're
necessary.
getting there for sure. Right now
I
we
did
have
want to
our
like
creators
touch
fighting
on.
against Peak and Elden Ring Night Rain. Like, we obviously need more multiplayer categories.
Yeah.
That's actually crazy. This lineup, it
Yeah.
makes zero sense, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, I did want to touch on though, like how this year we're seeing a lot more indie games viably competing against like
Yeah.
AAA,
Yeah.
big, budget productions and stuff like that. And I think it's just so emblematic of like how the shift within the industry and like the consumer or our players' mindsets of how we're sick of that bullshit corporate
Well,
garbage.
the irony of this is I'm looking at the most anticipated game page right now, and it's
Hmm.
all AAA big budget studio. I really think
Yeah.
Silksong, because like we said, E33 was a dark horse. I think Silksong was holding the mantle for like indie game hope. And I'm not to say that there haven't been great indie games, Hades 2 as well, but I think that all of the big budget ones that people have been waiting for also are like slated to release in 2026, like
Yeah,
GTA
like
6 and Witcher 4
oh,
being
you mean
two
for
of
the
the
big
biggest
like
ones.
triple A's?
Yeah, yeah, but I'm sure there's
Yeah.
other indie games too that are
Yeah,
highly
for
anticipated.
most anticipated. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm looking forward to Crossover. Well, nothing like on the level of like Silksong. I think like you
Yeah,
put Silksong, like, let's say Silksong wasn't out yet. Silksong beats everything here other than GTA 6 pretty handily, I think.
agreed, agreed.
Do
So
you think it
Maybe
definitely
beats
not
The
Silksong
Witcher
Witcher
was
4.
4? I don't think it does.
Maybe not
yeah,
Witcher
I
4.
I think
Yeah,
so. I think so.
you think?
Yeah, I don't think
No, The
like I think
Witcher
no,
mainstream
like
appeal
which
is way bigger than.
yeah,
Not in
Witcher
terms
is
of what we think is
huge,
better,
but like
but
I'm talking about like I guess like
like
fanfare
viable
online.
winner.
I'm not seeing a bunch
Yeah,
of fanfare online about Witcher 4, bro. It's not like GTA 6 or Silksong where people are like crying for it. People are like when they see shit for Witcher 4, they're like, "Oh, dude, yeah, let's go." But you're not seeing like crazy like, "Oh my God, like you remember when Elden Ring
yeah,
was hyped?
yeah,
Yeah,
Like, that's
fair.
yeah.
the
I get
level
it.
that
I get it.
Silksong had for sure. Like, so
I agree. Yeah.
yeah.
True.
But I'm sure people are super excited for Witcher 4. Me personally, I put Resident
But
Evil here.
I will say your point about the Silksong versus Witcher. Like, I think Witcher fans are a bit more calm because CD Projekt Red released Cyberpunk in between. They got something out of it,
Yeah.
whereas Silksong, like the hype was definitely like exacerbated by fucking Team Cherry's silence and not getting anything out of them.
Well, let's also not forget, like, you're talking about how big indie games are. Hollow Knight was basically like the face of indie games for a long time. Like, it's
That's
the,
true.
it's like when people talk about,
The
oh,
blueprint.
indie games are so good, like people just always just think of Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
Now maybe they'll think of like Balatro or fucking Vampire Survivors, but for a while it was Hollow Knight. So yeah, I
Even
don't
me,
know.
when I first found out about indies or started getting into them, I think Hollow Knight was the first one I tried.
Yeah, that and like Stardew Valley. Let's say Stardew Valley as
Yeah,
well. It's
yeah,
definitely
Yeah,
up there
true.
with Hollow Knight.
yeah.
Um, But anyway, so I think right now there's just not like a super crazy, like there are indie games that people are looking forward to, but there's nothing like that has like a massive hype train. Some of these obviously also don't, and they're just here for because there's bags, involved, I'm guessing. Because like obviously there's not a human being on the planet talking about the next James Bond game.
Yeah.
Marvel's Wolverine. I guess there's a lot of Marvel fans out there. This game looks
But
fucking
even then, I don't
horrible.
think Marvel fans are
I don't
that
think. Yeah.
intense anymore. Like, I don't even think they care for this that much.
Yeah, Witcher 4, I
I mean,
mean, they
by
made they made Siri hot again, so this one I'm pretty excited for as well. And Resident Evil, it's more like, I mean, it's coming so soon. It's more like it's anticipated in the sense like, oh,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to next week when I get to play it, or tomorrow when I get to
Yeah.
play it, like
I
so
think
yeah.
by the end of next year, I think we'll have two of these games still up here for Game of the Year. Maybe two.
For
For
game
Probably
of
game
the
of the
year
year
or
or like
most
for
anticipated?
anticipated?
Game of the Year. I'm saying by next year's awards.
Oh,
Like, I don't think First Light, Wolverine, or Resident Evil is gonna be a Game of the Year contender.
I think Resident Evil will
Witcher
definitely be
4
a
or
game of the year
GTA 5 might.
contender.
Oh yeah,
Also, this is
possibly.
Same.
Did Village
I
get any
I
awards?
it got nominated. I think it got nominated for game of the year.
I think it was
I know
maybe my second
RE4
favorite
remake
game that
did.
year. Yeah, I think it had best sound design for sure.
I mean, like
Like
Resident
running
Evil is
around.
like a really well liked franchise. It's very popular, very mainstream actually.
Yeah,
It's like I think Resident Evil 2 remake is Capcom's second best selling game of all time now. So yeah, I don't know. I think there's a good chance you'll see Resident Evil Requiem if it's good, which I think it looks good. I think it looks solid. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it. I don't even think this game is going to come out in 2026. I don't believe it anymore. I just
You
don't.
don't believe
oh
it
really?
anymore?
Nope. I
I
just
think it is, but I think it's probably not going to be as good as we want it to be, and I think people are going to cope and not
I
accept that,
mean,
like they're
dude,
doing
it's
with
a
Metroid
it's an
Prime
open
4.
world AAA game. Like, there's gonna be the most detailed open world AAA game. I'm still not gonna play it, but
Is there microtransactions?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll integrate GTA Online into the main game. I'm sure that'd be a great move. Everyone would be super excited about. And yeah, I don't think Witcher 4 is slated for 2026 either. I think that's for way later. Um, so yeah,
I
Marvel's
will say
Wolverine. I don't know.
my most anticipated game for next year right now is I think Slay the Spire 2.
Oh, Slay
Definitely
the Spire
looking
2.
forward
Yeah,
to it.
yeah, that's gonna be fire. I'm looking forward to that as well. I wouldn't say my most anticipated, but I'm definitely looking forward to Slay the Spire 2. Actually, I don't even know. I don't even know what is like coming in 2026 confirmed. Actually, I kind of don't remember. Uh, what?
Duskbloods?
Oh yeah, Dustblood.
Ooh,
Okay. You
that's
know what? Actually, let's just segue real quick. Let me do a little control tabbing. Oh wow, so good at technology. Here we're on backlogged. I just figured this would be a good place to look at games. I'm guessing games that aren't out yet are. Oh, they do show up. That's amazing.
no, yeah, you can actually put a filter on the first homepage and like put games that are not released yet.
All right, that's perfect. Well, that's going to help with this a lot. So we're going to move on to, I guess, a segment or something. We're going to call it predictions, hopes, and copes. So we're just going to talk about announcements now. We're done talking about awards. We spent 30 minutes talking about the least interesting part of the show. So we can move on to talking about what everyone's watching the Game Awards for, which is the ads. We want to see the ads. So it's going to be predictions first. And I think well, you can do copes or hopes, whatever. It doesn't matter the order you do it. But here I'm just going to do a pretty obvious prediction that I'm sure we're all going to be doing, which is that like Dustbloods is definitely going to show up here.
Yeah, most excited for that
I,
gameplay, whatever.
yeah, I don't know what to expect. I just want to see gameplay and a release date, I guess.
Yeah,
It's Miyazaki, which means I trust it. And you play as
I
the
trust it.
Bloodsworn, which
Yeah,
is pretty close to Bloodborne. If you think about
very
it.
close. Oh wait, the biggest
Yeah, what do you
hope
think
should
about
be
it?
who is that tower going to? What franchise? That monolith.
Wait, what?
Do you guys know about
Do
that
we?
monolith that's outside the Game Awards? That
No.
Oh yeah, yeah, I heard
hasn't been
about it. People are
attributed to
theorizing that
anything.
it's
Oh,
like
the one on Twitter, you
yeah.
mean? Oh,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, I can't open up Twitter. I, I don't even want to
Oh
try
yeah,
opening up
that's
Twitter.
fine. I'll
Um,
try and send you a picture.
yeah, you can send me the pic maybe on Discord, but I know what you're talking about. Some people were saying that might be Bloodborne 2, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's well.
So we're
It's funny.
gonna. So anyone want to put that in their copes?
That's my cope. That's always in my cope. I have a
Alright.
permanent.
That's his
I'm
code for
permanently
any
IV'd up to
single
a copium.
That's his goal for any single, like, video game show, even, like, a Nintendo Direct, he's waiting for Bloodborne 2, Xbox
Yeah,
game show, he's waiting for Bloodborne
yeah.
2, like
I'll be there. Day one,
Alright.
frame one
It's a
for the
good
announcement.
ass image. Hold on, I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
open. There we go. Perfect. I got it on screen.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is a beautiful image on Twitter. We also have Jeff here next to it. Yeah, so you know, the insignia, some people are seeing some similarities to Bloodborne. I think this is going to be some slop game that dropped a big bag. I really don't think it's going to be like anything too interesting. I've seen some people say, what if it's a new Elden Ring? It's definitely
I
not going to
hope
be a
not.
new Elden Ring. It's
I
definitely
hope
not.
not.
Definitely not.
That would not
And
fit into the production cycle at all.
yeah, no, like it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're releasing Elden Rings every 2 years now.
All of our
Elden
resources
Ring
are
is
on Night
COD
Rain
now.
and
Yeah.
Dustbloods, but we're dropping another Elden Ring.
I already got fooled by Night Rain, dude. Hey, dude, when I saw that wall run and I thought, hey, is this Elden Ring 2 with wall run? And then it turned out to be Elden Ring Fortnite. I was pretty disappointed.
Elden Ring
So,
Fortnite.
yeah, maybe there's gonna be Elden Ring. What other thing? Maybe there's gonna be Elden Ring Peak or Elden Ring Lethal League or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Elden Ring friend swap, like, peak well, I guess you could say that,
Well, it's
Night Rain is friend swap, but
It's more like
Dustbloods is gonna
Fortnite.
be PvPvE, just like Arc Raiders.
Here's
So
the thing about that.
it's like
Isn't
slop.
isn't Dark Souls PvPvE?
I don't know what they mean by that, but yeah, you are technically right. But I
Uh,
don't think they'd get into those semantics if it wasn't like a drastic change.
well, I guess
I
this
don't
is my cope. This is gonna be my cope for this
know.
episode. My cope for this
Dark
episode
Souls
is that
4.
actually they might actually just be doing that to get people talking, and then it turns out that it really is just you know, PvPvE, like how every Souls like is a PvPvE. Well,
Yeah,
every Souls
the
game by
normal.
FromSoft.
Yeah.
that's a good cope.
It's a good cope. The reason is
It's
because
a good
like,
cope.
dude, everyone would be so freaking excited if it was just like, oh yeah, by the way, you still get like your basic like Dark Souls adventure in this game. You know, of like you get a cool world to explore and bosses and shit like that. Maybe they would
Mhm.
just make a version of that with instead of invasions. There's like kind of always I don't know. I think we already know
I
enough about this for it to not be that. I feel like there's already been enough information released for my cope to be BS, but I still want to believe.
Yeah, and I mean it looks like from their attacks and stuff like that, it doesn't look like there's like high paced combat, which you would typically see in like a PvPvE. It looks like typical Dark Souls combat,
Yeah.
which doesn't really
Also,
fit in that well.
there's like shit that looks kind of like more like a story-based game. Like it doesn't really look
Yeah,
like it would
yeah,
be happening in a lobby. You know what I mean?
yeah. Okay,
Which
so Night Rain is like that,
yeah, that's what
unfortunately,
I was
where
gonna
there
say.
is
To
like a
be
lobby
fair, they
going.
can
Yeah,
still kind of do that,
sucks.
but I don't know. Either way, even if it is just straight up like a multiplayer game, online only type of deal, I do think because it's led by Miyazaki, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. I did not buy Night Rain. I played the beta. I liked it enough, but not enough to buy it. But this is made by Miyazaki. It's a little bit different. I'll probably buy it just and you know give Miyazaki the benefit of the doubt. By the way, just notice this door here with this little path here. Kind of reminds me of the Hunter's Dream, low key, a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
good
that's a good
point.
point. Yeah,
Anyway, so we're
I
all
I
down bad for Bloodborne.
Yep.
basically.
Okay.
There's been a list of games that it's been confirmed that it's not related to, so I can pull that up, or you can continue your next
Oh yeah,
topic.
sure. Our next one. Well, we can keep. Nafim, did you have a prediction? Like this is like a safe prediction, like something you
I
expect to see.
I'm I don't know if I expect to see it, but I'm taking the hopium like everyone else
The
is
hope.
with
Okay.
Half-Life 3. The
Half
hopium of
Life 3.
Half-Life 3,
That's
bro.
cope. That's a cope. I think that's a cope.
No,
I've
no,
heard it.
it's hopium. It's become hopium.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, I've heard this. Is it true? I mean, I think I've even heard like Skill Up talking about it. So there's got to be something to it. Like, is it?
there's some credence to it. So, with their new hardware releases, a lot of people are thinking, they're bound to release something new with it. Um, I believe there's one of the head like directors or devs or whatever of Half-Life 3 has been like leaking shit all the time, and it turns out that's like Gaben's son apparently. That's what I saw in a video. I don't know how
Hmm.
true this is. Um,
Hmm.
and like it's like well known that he's his son or whatever.
Okay.
But on top of that, Jeff Keighley, like he announced, like he was one of the first to announce the Steam machine, but then he posted a screenshot of his Steam account and he had 2 games in his wish list. And someone asked about it, and when they like asked what's on your wish list, he removed a game and he just showed Deadlock on his wish
Oh.
list. So like yeah,
Oh,
I don't know.
confirmed. Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Confirmed. Confirmed, bro.
I mean, look, if they do it at the Game Awards, it's gonna be a really special moment. That would be really cool. Even I don't really play first-person games like that. Even like the more like single-player ones, like Half-Life, I usually don't play. But I did play Half-Life 1 and 2, like in early high school. Loved them. So I'd be super excited for Half-Life 3. I definitely would love to see it. I still think it's cope low key. Like as from what I heard so far, I'm still kind of like, nah, Valve will just not do it. But it's true they're releasing more hardware. They might need that. They might want that big marketing push, and I feel like it's a very Valve way to do it. To do a marketing push, they just release a game everybody wants, basically. So I don't think it's impossible. I'm just not convinced yet. How about you,
I'm
Raf?
not 100%.
Oh,
Sorry, I'll
sorry.
just touch on one more thing. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah, go for it.
100% convinced it'll be released or it'll be revealed at the Game Awards. That's more hopium, but I'm pretty convinced it's like on the horizon.
Oh my God, they even have Half-Life 3 on backlogged. That's
Exactly.
amazing. Now
Oh
it's
wow.
confirmed for real.
I have
Do you
no
have like
skin
a
in the game for
realistic?
Half-Life,
Sorry, go
but
ahead.
I have no skin in the game for Half-Life 3, but I will say what Nav said with the hardware software release in parallel, it does track for I think Half-Life Alex they released when they launched their new VR headset, correct?
Yeah, no, they did. They did for
Yeah.
sure.
So maybe.
I'm just not like, I don't know. Maybe they're like, here's a game that pushes our Steam machine. It won't run on the Steam Deck because it needs that hard like that power. But I don't think they would want to do that. So I don't know.
Yeah, fair.
Maybe they would though. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Do you have a like safe prediction, Rafi, other than Dustbloods and Half-Life 3, which is
Safe
not a
predict
safe prediction? Yeah, like so, like we're starting with I guess we're like starting with like the ones that we all expect basically, which well,
probably um yeah, probably some Witcher 4 stuff.
you
GTA
think?
6 more gameplay. Perhaps. I'm thinking possibly like teasers.
Yeah.
Like we
Some
got what
GTA 6
15
gameplay would
second clip.
really.
Gameplay would be hard to do given the delay, but I think if they have something in their back pocket, could be like
I mean,
help
surely
with
if
the
they were gonna release
anticipation,
it,
bro. They
yeah,
yeah,
like they
yeah,
must have gameplay if they were gonna release it. Like they
yeah,
would have released it when in like 4 or 5 months originally.
yeah.
Yeah, surely they must have gameplay that they can
Yeah.
show.
And
That probably
boss
would help.
it would. It should like that's the thing. They need something to like ease the pain of the delay, right? Because it's still kind of
Yeah,
it's not fresh in people's minds, but it's been recent enough that at a Game Awards when people are expecting GTA 6 stuff, if there's not going to be a GTA 6 stuff, it's going to be like salt in the wound. So
that one is not on backlogged. I guess it's not happening. Sorry, guys.
it's not happening.
Not
Not before
Rest
happening.
in
Half-Life 3 at
peace.
least. So
Half-Life 3 before GTA 6 might be real. That's actually really funny. Okay. So I mean
No,
another safe
it's
one.
on backlog though, for real. Just in case some
Yeah,
viewer
yeah, I
thinks
would have
you're
just
being
because I wrote it
serious.
GTA instead of Grand Theft
No, no,
Auto.
I know, but just in case there's a viewer out there who's like, "No, it's on there."
For those listening, for those that are listening on their audio devices, also
But you know what? I was just looking at the upcoming games, and I think my most hyped upcoming game is Assassin's Creed Jade.
oh my
Jade.
goodness.
Is that a real thing?
Jade.
Yeah, yep, it's in China. It's on backlogged.
Did they
Oh,
just drop an Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, they did.
yeah, they did. The
Oh.
Shadows, the classic game
After
Shadows.
annual slop.
Oh, wait, never mind. This is gonna be an iOS and Android game.
Awesome. Yeah, that's perfect for you, the big Apple fan. So we have I think the most obvious one is Capcom just loves to show off their games over and over and over again. They did it for Monster Hunter
Yeah.
Wilds. They got really
Mhm.
annoying with it, and now it's going to be Resident Evil 9. They're showing it too much. I don't even want to see another trailer for RE9 because I just buy RE anyway. So I just kind of want to let it surprise me in some way. But they're probably going to
Agreed.
do some type of big reveal with RE9 that is going to ruin like a surprise in the game. I think that's like a super safe bet, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And okay, let's move on to hopes. I guess my one of my hopes. This might be cope, but I feel like with the date, it's more so a hope than a cope here. But Final Fantasy VII Part 3,
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh,
I think it's
There was
not
some news.
crazy, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
you're not wrong. I completely forgot to even think about uh like the 7 remakes.
That was
Yeah,
actually my
like
hopium as well. So
yeah, it was. That was your hope.
that was like aside from what I think is gonna happen with Duskbloods, that was my hope is to see some footage of that and just in general some more news about 14's upcoming like changes and stuff, like the big patches, but they're not gonna
Right.
show that. So
Yeah,
7
probably
remake
not.
part 3. Yeah.
I think part 3 like is like a teaser. They did a small teaser like for Rebirth at some point that showed like Sephiroth walking with Cloud, and that was super sick and hype
Yeah.
for part 2. So I feel like for part 3 they probably want to do something similar. They'll do some kind of like
Yeah.
teaser type thing to just get people excited and just remind people, "Hey, this is still happening, you know. Square Enix
Hmm.
is here and here to stay."
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope to see it. I don't know if we will. I feel like it really just makes sense for part 3 to come out in 2027. But I do think that makes the Game Awards 2025 like at the like it's like 2026 is about to start. I think it's not a bad time to drop like the
I
first
don't either.
teaser, you know.
Yeah, I think so. I think Hamaguchi and Nomura have actually they stated that they were down to two names basically, and they said that they'll release them by the end of the year on the name that they
Oh,
decide. So maybe
Oh,
it'll
the
be like
name.
the name, yeah, just like straight up the name, like remake, rebirth.
There's
I think
remake,
it's gonna be
rebirth,
retard.
revision.
retard.
Final Fantasy VII's a retard.
first drop of the word for this episode.
Yeah.
FF7 retard.
I
um,
didn't fully say it. I didn't fully say it, but
yeah, I felt like that
I
Key
wanted
and
to
Peele
actually
skit.
touch on that and say I wanted to touch on the Final Fantasy and say, like, do you think Final Fantasy 17 gets revealed before? Because 16 came out before Rebirth, right?
Yeah,
Wait, you mean
I believe
17?
so.
Yeah,
No,
so
like
I'm saying like
he's gonna announce
16 came
17.
out before Rebirth, so don't you think 17 gets announced first?
No way. No, no, no. No, no, no. Dude, there was such a huge window of time between 15 and 16.
Right, right.
I
Fair
think
enough.
like I also think like fucking they probably canceled whatever they were doing for 17 after Clair Obscur. I think Final Fantasy
Yeah,
17 is going to be Clair Obscur 2. Like
Mm.
legit, I think
agreed.
they're going to be like,
So like,
"Dude, fuck this. Fuck
like
Devil
we
May
can make
Cry. I'm
turn-based
making a
games.
turn-based RPG and it's going to be
Yeah.
way better than whatever those fucking French people are making." Like they're probably so pissed.
They're like, wait, we could do that shit again?
What
Okay,
the fuck?
bet.
They're like, "Wait, we could just make a Final Fantasy game? What the fuck?" So
they're
yeah,
scrapping their live action systems right now as we speak. They're
for
deleting the code.
sure. No, no, like they're like, okay, we gotta cook something crazy here because they got mocked, like they got mega fucking mocked by Claire
They did.
Obscur. Like mocked
They did.
totally destroyed FF16. Probably in terms of sales, like not even close.
Yeah, not even close.
So yeah, I think FF17 is probably gonna be a 2030 thing. Maybe 2029, but like I don't think it's anywhere near ready. I could be wrong, but
I think they're also focusing on remakes or remasters. One of my bingo card picks for what they're gonna see is I think FF9 remake or 10
well, I don't
remake.
know. We already have Dragon Quest 7 reimagined coming in
Yeah.
2026, which looks great, by the way. It's very pretty. So I think they're probably gonna. I do think they're gonna make a 9 remake, and I think that's gonna be more a classic style remake where they're
Yeah.
gonna. Also, by the way, I don't think
Updated.
that game needs a remake at all. It's just
No,
amazing.
it looks really good. I
It's
tried
the
on
best use
emulation.
of pre-rendered backgrounds ever. Like it's
Agreed.
just because it's the last one they did, right? Like it came
Yeah.
out in 2000. So it really
Yeah.
is like the perfected art form of those like pre-rendered background style JRPGs. I think it's really really good. The only thing really that's bad about that game is the slow loading time for like battles.
Yeah.
So they could just re-release the game with like quality of life
Faster.
and I'd be
Hmm.
like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, this is like a great 10 out of 10 game, awesome.
I
But yeah,
wanna
so I could see it though. I do think they probably will remake it in the way that we think with new graphics and everything.
Agreed.
I do want to jump on my next hopium.
Yep.
And I think this, you've been hearing rumors about it maybe. I got a couple side hopiums as well, but my main thing is it's the 40th anniversary for the Legend of Zelda series next year. And we've been hearing in the rumor mill, we've been hearing Ocarina of Time remake.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm very curious if that's gonna happen and if it's gonna be like a Resident Evil 4 style remake where they're like really reimagining it with
Yeah.
just modern gameplay and stuff. Like I am more than down for that because we're all itching for a classic Formula Zelda, and I am
I
willing
would
to pay.
like a new one. I don't know, bro.
I really like the new one. Let's
I
be
would like
honest.
a new normal Zelda. I don't really want I don't really want Ocarina of Time remake. Like I didn't play
I don't
Ocarina of
know,
Time that
man.
much as a
Some people
kid.
talk like that about Resident Evil 4 remake, so
That's
you
true.
know.
That's true. Yeah, some people
Like,
think like, well, no, no, they do. Yeah, but I'm mad at the opposite. I'm mad at people that are like, oh yeah, this remake replaces the original. That's what pisses me off. I don't really care if someone's like, I don't need the remake. I have like if you tell me I don't need a RE4 remake, I have the original. I'd be like, yeah, you're right. That game is perfect.
No, no. My point was that like people who said like, "Oh, this is not needed," a lot of them ended up really enjoying remake. And I think at first
Oh,
you were a
okay,
little
yeah.
like you were a little
I was kind of
skeptical
like
about
that.
the
I
remake as
was,
well.
yeah, I was, because
Yeah,
it's like it's my favorite game ever. So obviously I
yeah.
was like, fuck, dude, like, and at the end of the day, I still like the original more. I've been returning to the original more after finishing for remake, but yeah, for Zelda, I could kind of see it. Also, like Zelda versus like RE4 is like Zelda is a bit less, I guess, gameplay focused. Ocarina of Time, if that's a fair thing to say. I feel like a lot of Zelda
I
is
don't agree, but
you think the thing that makes Zelda Ocarina of Time good is the gameplay and not the vibes, music,
I think it's everything together.
atmosphere?
I think it's
Uh,
the twink.
you think the gameplay systems are like just this crazy, like addicting?
Yeah, especially at the time when it came out, like, it was just, like, revolutionary.
Well, I mean, there was a bunch. I mean, like Pac-Man came out
Lock-on
way
lock-on
earlier.
systems the lock-on system was invented by them, which is, like, the standard
I
for
think it
third-person
existed
action
before
games
Zelda,
today.
but they definitely like it's definitely like the biggest. Either way, I do think there's a lot of gameplay merit to the game. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like in terms of like you think the gameplay loop, like if you played it right now, you'd be like, oh yeah, this gameplay loop is really good.
In ter well, would you count, like, level design as part of the gameplay?
Yeah, I guess like in for sure, because in
In
Dark
that
Souls,
case,
that's a
yeah,
big part of it.
because I think, like, yeah, like, the level design and, like, the dungeons and stuff, I think it really contributes to the gameplay. I think the item system was super cool. Now, granted, I haven't played enough games from Nintendo 64 era,
But they're
but it
not
seems
good.
like
It's okay. They're not good.
yeah,
Like if you, it's a safe
but
bet. If you say it's probably way better than 90% of the games on N64, you're like right.
yeah. Anyways,
The other
like, all that
10%
to
being
say, like,
Smash
I
Bros.
think, the gameplay of Zelda holds up. Obviously, it's not difficult. It's not, like, super challenging, but I think it holds up. It's just fun. It's well made.
So my point
Obviously,
wasn't really like that it doesn't hold up as much as I'm saying like a remake that so here's another way to put it. Like a remake that fundamentally changes the gameplay, um, is that a bad thing for a game like Zelda Ocarina of Time?
no, it's not a bad thing if it
Well,
changes
that's
up the
kind of what I'm
gameplay.
saying. RE4 remake
But
didn't
RE4, it did
fundamentally
change up.
change get it changed the controls. It didn't fundamentally change the gameplay. It did in worst ways. Like it made the game worse in some ways. And they added a parry system in exchange, which is cool, but not as good as like the classic combat, I would say. Which is like perfectly
But,
designed and balanced, you know?
like, let's say obviously, I'm not expecting it to be like a Souls-like, but if it had, like, more of those, like, action RPG elements,
Mm,
which was also inspired by Zelda
yeah,
to
but why
some
not?
degree, like, I don't
But
see
Like
why that
Twilight
would be an
Princess remake would be my personal uh desire, I guess, coming out of this.
why remakes though? Why don't we just drop a new
No,
Zelda
if it
that's
had to
just
be
designed properly? Like
if it had to
why
be a
can't we just make
remake,
a
I
new
say
Zelda with dungeons?
I just don't think that's happening. Like, we're going off of what we like, our hope and, like, what we think is happening,
Okay,
and,
yeah.
like,
I've
the
heard the
rumor mill
rumors
has
too.
been
Yeah, yeah,
saying
yeah.
yeah.
No, you're right, you're right, you're right. No, that's valid, that's valid. And yeah, that's totally fair. Um I the thing is if they drop like a Ocarina of Time remake, I don't think I can play it without playing the original.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
agree with
we
that.
had friends who played through Resident Evil 4 remake without playing the original, and I think you definitely miss out on some of its greatness unless you play like the original. But
Yeah.
I think if it does end up being like Resident Evil 4, I don't think you wouldn't enjoy it.
No, I
Just
think
playing
I
the
probably
remake.
would enjoy it. It's not even that's not even the problem. The problem is almost the fact that I would enjoy it actually. After playing FF7 Remake and Rebirth, I decided, okay, I'm just gonna go and fully play through FF7. I had already played through like the first disc years before, but I like this year I like decided, okay, I'm gonna play through the OG FF7, and I'm so happy I did. So if they do drop Ocarina of Time remake, yeah, I'll probably just play through the original at that point and just be like, fuck it. If I'm
I
gonna play the remake, I'm just gonna have to play through the original all the way through.
If you do, I'm excited to discuss it with you because I know you've had trouble getting into it, and you know it's one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I find the
excited to
gameplay
play
a
it.
bit clunky, not in a way that I think it's bad or anything like that. Just, you know, I
A
was
little
I was
dated.
I grew up with Sonic Adventure, which a lot of people say is clunky, but obviously that's what I grew up with. So to me, it feels like the most natural control ever. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I would love to see Zelda be good again, and have like actual level design again. So yeah, that would be awesome. I really don't want another Breath of the Wild game, but I think Nintendo's going to keep making them. They made Mario Kart a Breath of the Wild. They made Metroid a Breath of the Wild. By the way, just for the quick mention, we were right about Metroid. It did end up sucking. Um,
yeah. Oh man,
and there,
I
what
want
else
to
did they
get
make?
into
Did they
that,
make something
dude.
else? Oh yeah, they made Donkey Kong Breath of the Wild. I feel like they're going to keep doing that. Here's another hope for me. Yeah, so Sonic Frontiers 1 I thought was like at best a 7 out of 10, and that's being generous, just copium basically. But I do think it's like
Mhm.
a foundation for a good game, and I don't think Rafi, you never played like Sonic Generations, right?
Generations, no, I played Sonic Heroes
Okay.
and maybe
And
Adventure
Nafim,
2.
yeah, Nafim, you played Shadow Generations.
Yep, played it
So
on the
yeah,
Steam Deck. Fire game.
I'd really like to see the team that did those Shadow Generations level work on the next big Sonic game. Then I think we could actually have a good game because I think Shadow had at least great levels. Do you agree with that or?
Yeah, I agree that the levels were sick in that game, and it was actually fun replaying levels and trying to like optimize it, which I usually don't do in other games.
Yeah.
But my question is like a lot of those levels are like classic Sonic, like pinball style, set piece style gameplay. But as far as I understand, Frontiers is a lot more open ended. Do you think
No,
they
no,
can
like Frontiers
translate that
has
game design?
levels. So Frontiers,
Oh,
like
it
you have an
does.
open world and you have levels. Yeah. So the
Do
open
you
world is
think
just
they
this
could
hub.
do you think they can translate some of their game design style into the and I know they have the hub in Shadow Generations, but I guess that hub was a little it wasn't bad, but
It's like bare bones.
yeah, it's a little bare bones. Do you think they can make a nice like open world using some of those design
Um,
philosophies they had in like the standard levels?
No. No, I don't think Sonic can make a 10 out of 10 3D game, but I do think we could get an 8 out of 10 with like a mid open world and some great levels. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Once they get that done, then maybe we can talk about a 10 out of 10, but I don't think we'll get good level design in the open world. I don't want to get
That's I just
too
want to
copium.
mention like that's the state of Sonic fans in 2025 that their copium, their hopium is asking for like a 7 out of 10, an 8 out of 10. It's
Yeah, like
tragic.
literally, I just want, yeah, well, I thought Shadow, honestly, I thought Shadow Generation was like a 9 out of 10, but it's so short that it's like you can kind of, like maybe that's what they should be making instead of a Frontiers. But if they want to try Frontiers 2, they're going to need that level design team because the levels in Frontiers are what make it like horrible. The open world stuff is
Mm.
kind of whatever. It's like it's cute, it's fun. Probably way better with mods, but the levels are just really fucking bad, like mid to bad basically.
Which
So,
uh which was
yeah,
the one where Shadow had a gun on the
Shadow.
cover?
That's Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, yeah, we need to go back to that. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah, I mean they've been
I
kind
think
of,
he's right.
I definitely don't disagree. I mean, they've been kind of trying to, get back that fire from the early 2000s. Back then, that's where a lot of the super passionate Sonic fans are from. Is from the 2000s era, like the
Hmm.
Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. So it does feel like they're kind of trying to get back that audience. I don't know. Maybe we could see them get
Hopefully.
into their edge.
I don't think because even with the movies, as good as the movies were, like I think they're very well done, very well produced. Like I love Jim Carrey in them. I still think that like the newcomers to the franchise aren't gonna watch it and immediately be attached to the franchise. I think
Oh,
it's still a
I
nostalgia
don't even,
movie.
I don't even agree with that. I mean, do you remember being a kid, bro? Like, it was easy.
I
You'll be
guess.
surprised, Rafi. Like,
I
no,
think the
like the
games are what's
younger
supposed to draw the kids in more.
the
Sorry, go ahead.
younger gen, like Gen Alpha kids and shit, like they're into Sonic.
Dude, I see
Are
I've
they?
Sonic
seen
shirts all the
like
time. Like kids in
That's
Sonic
yeah,
shirts.
actually
Sonic
a
shirts.
My whole
shocker to
childhood, I
me.
never saw that. I never saw that when I grew up.
Okay. Then I'm thinking of it wrong because I'm thinking that the games are their one like hope to
No, 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 no.
segue
Far from it.
new
Actually, it's the
consumers.
games that are lagging behind the movies. Like Walmart
They
has
do. They are.
Sonic.
They are. They suck, but compared to the movies at least. But that's surprising that people can get attached enough to the movies.
Yeah, no, it is. It is, but yeah. Well, I mean, like, I think you wouldn't even have the Mario movie if Sonic movie didn't just blow up that crazy. Like, it was huge.
Agree. Yeah.
Um. Anyway, we're gonna move on from Sonic. I really don't want to spend too much time talking about Sonic. It makes me a little bit depressed. We're okay. Now I'm gonna move into my cope stuff, my ultra copium. I do have copes of my own, so we're gonna start off with my I guess my biggest cope because this is definitely not happening. But I would really like to see a new mainline Shin Megami Tensei game that isn't
Whew,
Persona 6. But if Atlas
I
reveals
would as well.
anything, it would be Persona 6. But I don't even think we're gonna get Atlas, so it's like a double cope. Go ahead.
I gotta jump in and tell the OG Miss Players podcast viewers, the three people who listened to us earlier this year, I finally got around to playing SMT5 Vengeance. Holy moly,
Yeah.
mind blown. So fucking good. You can like Jimmy can tell you guys about it. Like I've been yapping to. I've been listening to the soundtrack ever since. I send him like videos of me like head banging to the music. Phenomenal masterclass in JRPG design, the best JRPG gameplay I've ever played.
Yeah, best
And
turn-based combat ever. Best turn-based
we've been
combat ever.
harassing Rafi to play it.
But he hates it.
Not my cup of tea.
Hates it.
It's not his cup of tea.
I don't hate it. I
Dude,
can appreciate it. Not my cup
he
of tea.
he appreciates it enough to go like, "No, no, no, don't take the copy back yet, James. Don't take your copy back. I'm gonna
I
play
want to give it a try. I respect it enough
it."
to
To pretend that
give
I'll
it a
play it.
proper.
I
I'm
respect
hoping
it
that
enough.
the loop. Hey, I mean, it took me 12 tries to play Hollow Knight before it clicked on the 12th
Really?
try. So yeah, and I'm
You
talking
played
two,
it
3 hours each time. It never
Damn.
12
clicked.
times.
Yeah, and then on the 12th time, I passed Green Path and got the dash and all that, and that's when the game opened up. I'm hoping
Well, it does make
SMT5.
sense because I've been saying for many years that, Hollow Knight is not a perfect game and the start of that game is kind of a slog until
It's
you get the
kind of a
dash.
slog. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Nafim always tells me that I'm full of shit, but it's nice to hear it from someone else without being
No, I
prompted or
agree.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, I didn't even want to think it was a slug. I just thought it wasn't my type of game, and then
No, the start of that game is kind
until
of
I
a
realized,
slog.
oh, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm hoping SMT5 is the same because I do want to give it an honest go.
Silksong makes it really obvious that the start of Hollow Knight is a slog because Silksong gives you that downward dash as an attack at the very start of the game, so you already have
Yeah.
movement options from the jump,
Yep.
and just also Horn is just faster, and the
Yep.
game already
Yeah,
feels way better, like way way way
I
better at
will
the start.
say after post Silksong, like I'm more inclined to agree with you with the slog of the
Yeah,
intro.
Yep.
it's pretty annoying when you replay Hollow Knight from the start. It's actually kind of annoying. Like the start of the game is
Hmm.
just kind of annoying. But yeah,
Agreed.
Shin Megami Tensei. I'd love to see a sixth entry. Vengeance was amazing. I bought Shin Megami Tensei 5 and played through it twice because I bought the original and then, like 4 years later, bought Vengeance. And I'm not even mad about paying for it twice. It was just fucking amazing.
I'd like for these fuckers though to release a fucking patch for the game for Switch 2. I played
Like
this
a
game on my Switch
DLC.
2 because
Oh, a patch for the game. Yeah,
no,
yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
because I played this game on Switch 2 because Jimmy lent it to me and it was still locked at 30 frames per second and I tweeted at Atlas like 7 times begging them, crying, shitting and farting, begging them, please give me a patch so I can play this game in 60 FPS. They fucking
Make
ignored
it
me.
$10. Fuck it.
On
We'll pay. We'll pay ten
on
dollars for
what?
60
On
FPS at
I mean,
75.
on
Nintendo
Steam
people
Deck?
did it for Tears of the Kingdom, so
Oh, for Switch One. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a Switch 1 game, but even on Switch 2, you don't get like unlocked frame rate, even though obviously the Switch 2 could probably run SMT5 at
I got.
fucking 120.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I don't even think we're gonna see Persona 6. I don't know. It feels like we got a lot of Atlas pretty recently. Like when was Metaphor? Was that last year?
Metaphor was last year, so
Yeah, Metaphor
yeah.
was last year. That was a big project. Although to be fair,
You think a
Persona 5 is a
Metaphor
long time ago.
DLC? You think a meta for
I don't think they're
DLC
gonna
or like
do.
a
I don't think they're gonna do
enhanced
DLC.
edition?
There will. There's a good chance they would do Meta 4 Enhanced Edition. I don't know what they would call it, Re Fantasio or some shit. Um, but
Final Fantasy VII
yeah,
Refantasio.
yeah, they call it Meta 4 Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Rebirth Reunion, Fantasio, something like that.
Oh, I got a good cope actually. To
Go
switch
for
the
it.
topic, but back to cope. I am coping and hoping and dreaming and creaming, believing that they're gonna hopefully see all the feedback from the Deus Ex remastered gameplay, see how ass it is, and hopefully fix it. But that's
I hope they
really probably
cancel
like a
that.
5% chance. I honestly I hope
Yeah,
they cancel it too, because
they should just
imagine like
cancel that.
I honestly like my conspiracy theory is that like this game has so many truths that they don't want you to know about that they made it like a shitty remake on purpose. So like the average person doesn't play it, bro.
That nobody plays
Like
it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like
That
this
new
is
that
fucked up, man.
that new Deus
Oh,
Ex. Oh man, what a disaster. Yeah, go for it, Rafi.
I also do have an ultimate cope,
Go
but
for
this
it.
is more of like wishful thinking. I think Sakurai wasn't just done enough with Kirby Air Riders. I think
Oh
before
no.
the next Smash Bros, I think we're getting a Kirby movie. I think
Oh,
it's
okay.
has
You,
Oh,
to.
damn. I thought you were just gonna say Kirby. Like I thought you were just gonna say Smash. You think we're getting a Kirby movie?
I think we might get a Kirby movie. I don't think we're gonna find out about it now. I think they might say they want to make a Kirby movie, but I think it's gonna happen.
No.
I
I
think
I
feel
they'll
like
think
it
do
at
would
it.
be
this
an
point,
anime.
Anime would be sick,
If they did
personally, but
Kirby,
I
I
think
think it
just
would be
give it.
anime because they
I
had an
think given
anime before.
they
that's
did,
true.
I love that
Yeah,
anime.
Yeah, it was
I
pretty
think at
good.
this point,
There's Sunday
instead
morning
of like
cartoon type.
I think instead of coping about like what we're expecting to see at the Game Awards, I think it's just like cope for like what we want to see
What we want to
with
see,
games in
yeah,
general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, though, like for sure, Atlas anything, I was like at the Game Awards, it's possible. Just because if they do have something, I don't see why they wouldn't do it at Game Awards. You know, like it's a pretty big platform, and Atlas games are huge now. Like Metaphor was a nominee for Game of the
Mhm.
Year last year, deservedly so. So I definitely don't think it's like it was that far fetched. But yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, definitely you can go. I mean, to be fair, it's like when it gets to copium, bro, it's like copium is copium. You know, like if we're talking about Bloodborne, it's like.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Bloodborne's not
But the thing
happening.
is, we're also all coping of things that we know don't exist, right? Like if we're realistic, what's actually going to be announced or shown, it's probably going to be like even things like the new Fire Emblem gameplay can be shown. A lot of it's going to
Oh,
be
I didn't
maybe
even think of
GTA
that.
anticipation. Yeah, like these are things
I
that we
really
know
want to see that.
exist. I
Yeah.
do
To be
too,
fair,
but I
to
didn't
be
mention. Yeah,
fair, does Nintendo have they revealed anything at these
Oh,
shows? I don't
dude, they
think they
did the
do, huh?
big. They've done the best reveals of these shows.
I think so.
Sephiroth
Yeah,
was my favorite
Sephiroth,
game of the
Oh
year
yeah,
reveal
true,
ever.
true.
some of the Fighter
Right, right.
Pass characters. Yeah,
Yeah, no, they've
stuff like
definitely done
that.
some really good reveals, Nintendo. So,
Yeah.
like, I know they don't always, go in on these shows, but I don't think they like totally discount it either. I think they do
Hmm.
like see, like, if they want to do a fucking insane announcement, they'll usually do it at Game Awards because now you can kind of
Yep.
win the Game Awards in the same
Yep.
way that people used to win
To win
E3.
E3.
Yeah.
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 So,
They also have bigger stakes since they just released a new console this summer,
right.
right? They probably want a good slated lineup, and they're looking for shows to showcase, right? Whereas the other big two players are kind of just on their down side of the console generation, and
Yeah, true.
you know,
Yeah, PlayStation, you already hear talks about fucking PS6, which that's a funny
yeah,
meme. I'm never buying another
Don't even get me
PlayStation.
started, dude.
yeah,
That
I'm not.
shit makes me feel sick in my stomach, dude.
Unless there's
I literally
Bloodborne, I
I
don't think
think
I'm
about the
getting a
money I spent on my
PS6.
PS5 and I feel nauseous.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's actually such a bad purchase. Holy shit.
yeah. I'll get a PS6 for Bloodborne too.
They
Bro,
should announce. Dude, no, fuck that. I would, dude. Honestly, they drop Bloodborne 2. Do I get a PlayStation for it? No. Well, maybe if Miyazaki makes it.
I yeah,
Miyazaki
if
makes
it's
some
Bloodborne
100%.
2, like
I'm getting the
That might be the
PS6.
only thing. That might be the only thing. Honestly.
yo, do you
Yeah.
think Sony hasn't been releasing letting like Bloodborne be touched because they're saving it? They wanted to like spend a whole generation where they fuck around, pick their ass, get people's money, and then when people get fed up, they're like, "Oh yeah, we have Bloodborne 2." I think that's actually why we haven't heard anything.
So they're min-maxing like I mean not min-maxing in the traditional sense, but like waiting for the
Yeah,
most
they're
opportune
min-maxing how
time
much
to
they can get away with.
yeah, basically. No, I think
No, I don't think so. I think
lost the plot, bro.
it's over. I don't think Bloodborne is ever happening
Over.
again in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, yeah. I
Doesn't
hope it
that feel
does,
like
but
something that only Nintendo would do? Like what they've been doing with Bloodborne? It just feels like
No,
such a
Nintendo
Nintendo thing
loves
to
to
do.
re-release their games actually and charge like full price for them.
just full price exactly.
But they don't. But they
Well,
don't
not
mind
the
doing it.
re-release part, but just like being like really like obtuse and like just like stubborn
Out of
about
touch
something and
almost. Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I don't even think it's stubbornness. I think it has to be some form of licensing issue, or just straight up Miyazaki being like, "Fuck you, Sony. I'm done with Sony." It has to be one of those. I think because
It
like,
has to be some moral grounds because if you look at it from any pragmatic way, like it's free money. And what
yeah, that's the
corporation
thing, and
doesn't
it's a
like
lot
free
of free
money?
money. It's a fuck ton of
Exactly.
free
True.
It's a
money.
lot. It's like it's a console seller. People buy a PS5
Like
today. If you
Bloodborne, even just like a Bloodborne, a real Bloodborne sequel, with Miyazaki directing, I think is one of the few games where even everyone that never ever buys the $200 deluxe pre-order bundles would
we'll do
just
it.
get the $200
Yeah.
pre-order bullshit.
Yeah. Like some
Like,
bullshit hunter's cap that comes
yeah, yeah,
included
yeah.
with it.
Like, I'm pretty sure if it was like a real Bloodborne 2, and again, I'm saying real because if they announce it and Miyazaki's not directing it, it is not
It's
a
not real.
Bloodborne 2. It's not a real
Agreed.
thing. So if they had a real Bloodborne 2, yeah, even I would shell out like fucking probably $200 just because I'd
And
be
if
like,
Blue Point doesn't make it,
if Blue Point makes Bloodborne remake, I don't want it.
I don't want it. I don't think it's worth making if it's Blue Point.
Like, dude, I
Not
don't
to
want
say
to.
that
Didn't
I
they do a
definitely
decent job on Demon Souls
no.
though?
They sanitize the fuck out of
they
Demon Souls. They don't
sanitize it.
even
It's like over
understand.
polished in a way, bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like what
it
do you mean
lost
it's
the edge. Like they just don't understand Demon Souls. They don't understand the
So
artistic direction, the sound design of
yeah.
the original.
It's like if they remade Dark Souls 2 now, they would fix all the controls, but it would lose all of its artistic integrity and not look at all.
Basically, yeah, they would make the
You
controls like
hate
Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, and then make it look like Dark Souls 3.
Um, yeah, you know, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that Blue Point remake either. When I was playing it, I was like, yo, like this just feels so off to me. And then
Yeah.
like I saw a bunch of people showing like comparisons with the art direction and everything. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that explains it. It's just the game just doesn't understand the vibe that it's recreating.
Like did they make
Yeah.
things too clean and stuff like that or
Yeah.
It's just a
Like
huge
soft.
change in artistic direction, dude. Like a
Yeah.
massive change in artistic direction. Sound design too. Voice acting is worse. Like there's just so
Yeah.
much there that they just get wrong. If you look at like comparison videos, it'll be like clear as day. This is when we need Crowdcat, but fucking I don't know what the fuck he's doing now. But yeah, no. So I really wouldn't want to see. I just don't care for a Bloodborne remake. I don't even want a remake. If you're gonna remake Bloodborne, just re-release it with like 60 FPS and call it a day. I'm good. That's all I need. Upscale the resolution. Like that's it.
I think the for Bloodborne you're talking about,
Yeah.
I think the frame rate is tied to like a frame data for dodge and
No, it
iframes, all
is.
that.
It is. But
It
like
is, but they
modders
could
are
still
already
do it.
fixing it. Yeah, like modders are already
Yeah,
working on that.
exactly.
So definitely,
Exactly.
like if you have a budget and you're gonna make a gajillion dollars, you can bother
You
you
could do
to
it, yeah.
fucking fix the frame rate. So it has to
Yeah.
be some type of licensing issue. The one thing
Yeah.
is, if it's a licensing issue, why can they put the hunter in Astrobot? Doesn't even make
I
sense.
don't think it is a
Uh,
license issue
But
because
then
doesn't
that's even
Sony just
worse.
own it? It
I
is
Um,
think
worse. That's why I was saying it's like some Nintendo level bullshit. Like it just doesn't make sense.
no, it is a
I
licensing thing because
I don't
I
think
remember
Sony has 100 parts of it. I don't think they have 100% parts of it. I'm not
Sony
sure,
owns
but
the IP. FromSoft developed the original game. For any new project remaster or port, Sony likely needs to be involved and involve FromSoft. Um, and then it's mostly, I think it's tied to profit sharing, but they
okay.
could still make back so much money. I think one of them wants all of the money,
It's just
Man.
weird, man.
which is like, yeah,
Dude, this fucking podcast is turning into a Bloodborne podcast. It is really weird the situation with Bloodborne. It's almost like we all took too much insight and the Bloodborne remaster actually exists and we're all just living in the reality, like the
well,
Eldritch reality where it doesn't. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
our insight is too high now where we don't get to play Bloodborne.
But we could
Um
end the dream, right?
and the dream. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck,
effective
dude.
presence.
Man, that was 2015.
Yeah, it was insane.
The last good
10
game came out
years.
in 2015.
What are you talking about? Forspoken came out a few years ago.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
Yo,
Split
we don't
Fiction.
talk about that. Square Enix has no misses. We don't talk about that.
Okay,
Do you know
so
Life is Strange is EA? Or not
Life
EA,
is
Square Enix?
yeah, I knew it was Square Enix.
No, I
I
was
hope they
telling
never
Rafi,
make a
but
game like
Oh
that
yeah,
again.
yeah. What do you mean Square Enix has no misses?
Wait, what?
true.
I said Square Enix has no misses.
Well, I mean, they definitely have a lot of misses.
They
Like
didn't
Final
make like
Fantasy
the
14
Strange
Online.
or
Isn't
Forspoken.
fucking Forspoken Square Enix?
Yeah, it
No, no,
is.
no. They only make Final Fantasy, bro. I don't know what you're
Let
talking
me
about.
just make sure. It is Square Enix.
It is. It is.
Forspoken is fucking Square Enix, bro.
It is.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
What were they
No, no.
thinking?
Well, they
What the fuck? The people that made Tifa made Forspoken? Fuck you, dude. That's crazy.
Well, I think they just produced it or
I'm
whatever,
gonna give it
published
5
it.
stars on backlogged.
You just ruined your backlog
the people that
credibility.
gave me
Our
clout in the
podcast is over.
dress gave me.
What
10 out of
do I
10
put for my
masterpiece.
review? What do I write?
10 out of 10 masterpiece. Made me cry, made me laugh, made me giggle.
Wait, what does she say? She says
Did I just
Yeah,
reimagine
I do
this?
that now.
I do that now.
I gave Forspoken 5 stars. Yeah,
I think that's good.
I do that now.
I do that.